Welcome back, everybody, to All Things Nerdy with Nate and Joe. I'm Nate. That's Joe. And today, like usual, we are doing our monthly panel anime with our special guest Elijah Barnes and Keith Treadwell. So excited to have everybody on here. These are some of our favorite podcasts that we do each month. Excited to talk about some anime, some solo leveling. What have we been watching? What are we looking forward to watching? And then just some random questions that ChatGPT feeds us to see where our head's at, see what we're thinking. But that's really about it, Joe.
Yep, ready to disagree with you on about 80% of things. So that's always fun. But without further ado, let's talk nerdy.
Let's do it. So Eli, Keeton, welcome back. Happy to have you as always. Y'all add a ton to this. Anytime I tell people about our anime podcast, I always bring y'all two up as like our resident, experts, our SMEs in the anime world, if you will. So always appreciate y'all taking the time.
Always happy to be here.
Yeah. So I guess the big thing, let's start with Eli. What are you watching? What are you looking forward to watching?
I mean, that's mostly what I want to talk about today because I've toned down my ADHD a little bit best I can. I've been focus mode. I've been burning through shows that you guys have recommended, shows that I'm supposed to stick with, the popular weekly releases. So I've been very good. So I'm ready to talk about, keeping up with solo leveling. I just finished season 1 of Assassination Classroom. I burned through all of Secret Level real quick because that was great.
Thank you.
That was very good. Some crazy highlight episodes there. And then I've got like 2 or 3 shows I think I follow week to week, but for the most part, been trying to keep it to mainly Assassination Classroom because I don't watch shows as fast as some of you guys. So.
None of us can keep up with Joe, which is crazy.
That's after you beat me with Castlevania.
Or Joe's kids.
Okay, one show. I'll take that because I did. I got sucked in. But I will say the first...
Technically 2 because the Castlevania, I haven't even started the Nocturne yet, and you knocked both of those out.
Well, that's on you because you went from Castlevania to Basilisk, which we are not going to talk about.
We're going to talk about it a little bit. I finished the show, so we got to talk about it a little bit. I mean,
Joe, you're such a traitor.
I've never tried this, but from everything I hear, Joe has earned the right to at least mention it.
Exactly.
That's true. So yeah, but I mean, Joe, for the most part, you are a burner when it comes to watching anime. So keeping up with you and. Dude, it's insane how you do it because you have an army of kids and CrossFit and work and all kinds of craziness. But Keaton, where you at? What are you watching? What are you looking forward to watching?
Yeah, first off, I want to say, Eli, I appreciate you, focusing a little bit more and completing less things. Glad you watched Secret Level. That was wow. The rest of this crew needs to watch it.
It's like writing it down now.
Perfect show for what we all enjoy. Right now, I'm actually watching Castlevania. I know all of y'all have finished. I just watched season 4, episode 3. So I got like 6 or 7 more episodes and the whole show left. I'm sure we'll all talk about it once we get through this. But I've enjoyed it a lot so far, actually. It's been good. Other than that, I've been watching mainly like what I do. I finished Bleach since we talked last. Let me see. I actually updated my list of anime I watched. Watched Pantheon, which Pantheon is not a anime. It's an animated show, but it's like insane and it's incredible. It's like I don't know. It's about uploaded intelligence, not artificial intelligence. What else? Other than that, I've been watching some live action. So Severance. Been watching Severance, and then keeping up with solo leveling and Sakamoto Days for the most part. Next, once I finish Castlevania, I really need to start watching season 3. I forgot whatever season of Dr. Stone is the latest. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Is that worth the hype? I mean, I started it, but it was so freaking weird.
Does it get a lot of hype?
Yeah, Dr. Stone is always one of the most popular shows everyone talks about.
I feel like it's falling off a little.
You're talking about weird shows.
As far as hype goes. It's not weird, man. It's like I mean, it's just science. It's an adventure. I mean, it has like a little bit of action, but it's more like this apocalypse happens. Basically, everyone's frozen in time for like 3,000 years, and then this like teenage genius basically starts rebuilding society through science. And then you start meeting other communities that have survived, and they kind of start beefing back and forth, trying to build society back and earn their land and all that stuff. But in like a constructive way. So I mean, I liked it a lot. I mean, I'm still watching it. I'd say it holds up better than a lot of other anime after the second or third season.
Yeah, from what I saw, it's like I like how legitimately nerdy it is, but the main character, the genius guy, is like comically maniacal. So
Yeah,
like
he is, and they do a lot. There's a lot of tropes in that show, like the that sort of thing. So I mean, I wouldn't recommend it as someone's first anime, but it is nerdy to a core, like at its core.
That's kind of awesome, though.
Yeah, it is. It's a good watch.
Joe, where you at? What are you watching? What are you excited about?
Well, I mean, I'll start with what I'm excited about, I guess. So I already wrote down Secret Level and Dr. Stone. So this monthly anime podcast has helped me once again decide on what I should watch next. What I just actually finished it a little earlier today, was Delicious and Dungeon.
I've heard nothing but fantastic things about Delicious and Dungeon.
It is so great. I love cooking shows, for one. So just throwing that out there. And this is kind of like D&D meets a cooking show. So I enjoy it. It's 24 episodes, so it's not too long. Only got the one season right now, but it has a good story. It's comical, and then they're like cooking monsters and stuff, and it's definitely worth a watch. So if you guys don't have it on your list, I'd definitely add it to your list. Right before that, I finished Basilisk. It's hard to explain Basilisk, but I do feel like it was almost like a Naruto ripoff, even though I know technically it came before Naruto, whatever. It tried to be dark and have dark undertones and have this like deep underlying message, but then the first character you see in the whole show has a ball sack on his chin. And then it just doesn't get better from there. You got this old dude with like a long head that just looks like Frieza's like second form. Like stuff like that just take away from the show and how serious like I feel like the show was trying to be. And then like you got like, I mean, honestly, like rape and crap like that going on. Like it gets super dark, but like you got zombies that melt into mush when they touch salt water. Like it didn't make sense for some of the character designs and what they were doing and how dark and serious it was trying to be.
This is Eli's favorite show, right?
Yeah, Eli did recommend it.
It's always my favorite show. That was my favorite show. That's my favorite show.
To be fair, he did recommend it like after me and Nate watched Castlevania, and we really like the adultness of Castlevania, right? Like how they trash talked each other. It was more like adult centered, like that kind of stuff. So that's why he recommended it, but it was just like it wasn't the same thing. It wasn't like a cheerful back and forth of like, oh my god, you have me saying shit now, stuff like that. It was more of like, I'm gonna rape you because I can, and this dude's got a ball sack on his chin, and this guy melts if he touches salt, just strange things. And I knew I was like in over my head when a dude starts throwing daggers with his nose hairs. I'm just like, what is going on here? But I don't know. I guess I was just at that point. I was like 6 episodes in, and I was like, I at least have to know like what side wins.
No, you didn't.
That's what kept me going through. It's like I at least need to know like who wins. Like, but yeah. So that was that show. Definitely enjoyed Castlevania. Like definitely.
The fact that you went Castlevania and just skipped Nocturne is wild to me. I mean, they are different, but it's still a continuation there, like I don't know how you watched Castlevania and then went from Castlevania to Basilisk without watching Nocturne. It makes no sense.
You
the one that
said,
shit
you
talks
said it
back
wasn't
there.
exactly the same, and I didn't want to be like disappointed.
I mean, it's not the same, but Nocturne is still good. I said it was still good, still worth watching. It is just not Castlevania. I mean, it is Castlevania, but it's not the same as the original Castlevania.
But I wanted to be a little bit removed from it, so I wasn't disappointed in the show. Like that was kind of my thought process. Like if I get a couple anime out of the way and then go back to it, I won't be disappointed that it isn't like very similar to the original Castlevania. And I can enjoy it for what it is.
All right, I will say one thing about Basilisk. Hopefully, shed some light for Nate to understand a little better. It is based on like a novel from the 50s or something, and it's all the weird characters and everything are steeped in all of the like old timey Japanese like folklore and mythological like creatures and bedtime story tales sort of thing. And there's some real weird stuff in old Japanese folklore if you're not aware. Like,
yeah, I mean, I know there is, but like it ruined it for me, right? Like I only got 5 episodes in, something like that, and I just couldn't do it. Like Joe's a machine. I don't know how he does it. I just turned it off. I couldn't get past the character build and the silliness and the nonsense of it. Like, cause like you have competing notions of like the darkness and like the seriousness of the show, because like there's not really like a lot of funniness or like one-liners or quips or anything like that. And then you just randomly have a dude throw a knife with his fucking nose hair. Or you have a dude with no legs and arms that's like crawling around with like little fucking chest plate little thingies that makes no sense. Or a dude with a ball sack on his fucking chin. It's dumb. Like, I don't know what kind of mythological folklore says, you know what, ball sack dude with a chin. It literally took away so much from the show. Like, cause like y'all were like ninjas or samurai or whatever. Like, and like I read some reviews about it, and I was like, okay, this sounds pretty cool, bro. Like, honestly, if it wasn't recommended by you, I wouldn't even have made it 4 episodes. I would have turned it off after episode 1.
Safe to say you liked it.
Huh?
Safe to say you liked it.
Yeah, it's probably it's up there.
Wait. I have a question for you, Nate. Did you Fire Force and Basilisk? Which one would you say was better?
Definitely, you got to pick Fire Force over that.
Fire Force. 100. I would rather watch Fire Force again than Basilisk.
All right, what about Basilisk or the show on Netflix?
Ragnarok?
Yeah,
I would almost rather watch Ragnarok.
That's you said almost.
Yeah, I don't want to disrespect Eli recommendation like that. So
got to put some respect on that name.
Yeah, I just want to think that I just don't have an appreciation for it yet. I don't want to just like completely slam the show. I'm gonna fault myself and say my appreciation for the history and the folklore is not there. But I will say like the two competing sides from the character the character like builds to like the story, they just didn't line up for me. It's just like
Eli's never recommending anything ever again.
Yeah. I mean, now that Eli kind of shed some light with they're based on the Japanese folklore. I guess they're supposed to be monsters, from the Japanese, horror bedtime stories or whatever. That makes a little sense. But
you can do better designs. The character design is so bad. Like you can do better designs than that. Like I don't care. Like
all right, I'm calling like shutting down and moving on. We got a lot better to talk about than.
This is a good combo. Okay, yeah, Basilisk, I would not recommend. Eli loves, it's his favorite. But it would not be mine. But what I'm watching right now was Solo Leveling, which I think it's ended, right? That was the last episode of the season.
What? Is it? Really?
No, I don't think so.
No.
It would be an odd place to stop.
Yeah. That'd be an insane spot to stop. Is everybody caught up?
Yeah.
Solo Leveling? You can't end the season on that.
The first season had like 5 more episodes in it or something.
He's looking it up now. Hopefully that is not the season finale. I will be very annoyed if that is.
No, it is not. It says 13 episodes.
What episode was that? Like
10.
10? Oh.
So, Solo Leveling is great. I stopped watching Sakamoto Days. It got so old and ridiculous. I can't do it. When you're convincing assassins to not assassinate you every week, I just got done with you. It's dumb. I did watch all of Castlevania and Nocturne, and both were really good. Castlevania is better than Nocturne, in my opinion. I did love the banter and the adultness and just kind of the edginess of Castlevania. You don't get it a lot in animes because a lot of animes tend to focus on like teenagers and stuff like that. But Castlevania on Netflix, I would recommend to anybody who wants to like dip their toe in to like an adult style cartoon anime and like watch something that has a good story, has good action, but doesn't have like the tropes or anything like that. That is just like will also show you that anime is not just for kids, because like the show front like clearly shows you that anime is not for kids.
Yeah, I think Castlevania would be a show that like would make your mom gasp, but not have serious questions about their child.
Yeah. Like there's definitely moments where you're like, fuck, that was wild, that was crazy, But also like it's not like some of the stuff you see in Basilisk. So
yeah.
And then some of the stuff that I'm most excited about, One Punch Man the new season got confirmed. Hell's Paradise will be dropping early next year, and that Demon Slayer, we're all talking about getting together for that. Plus Promi, what's up, Promi? If you're watching, and then so a lot of things to be excited about. Dan to Dan season 2, stoked for that. Although the intro song won't be the same, I still jam out to that all the time. So. But that's really about it. What did y'all think about the last few episodes of Solo Leveling?
Ooh. I like what happened because I've been clamoring this whole time for like, you know what? I could use one episode with a little less action and a little more plot. And we did finally get it. Yeah. And even if I kind of didn't love the way they played out the mom reawakening scene, thought it was a little drawn out. But it was like kind of nice to have a break. And of course, they're still going to leave you with some action-y cliffhanger. But I mean, I think we can still go back to our same old argument of like, what the hell is this power scaling? Because he's like, no matter who he encounters, he's just way stronger than them. Like, well, this is a top guy from another country, and he just walks in. He's like, cakewalk. Like, okay, well,
yeah. I mean,
he didn't necessarily cakewalk it with that last one. He got the scratch on his face. Like he wasn't prepared, Like,
okay, so
and that guy wasn't going full out yet. Like they stopped it in the middle of it, so I feel like there was more.
So Joe, he does start to go full out. He literally grabs his hand. That's how little he respects him. Like he grabs his hand.
No, they explained that. They say if he would have grabbed his wrist, it would have been over. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's the strongest person. He is literally the strongest hunter in that whole country, and he just said
he's literally a cat playing with his toy.
Yeah. I did see something else too. It was like a little, I don't know, some article that got pushed to me because algorithms, whatever. But apparently in the manhwa, in the source material, the Goto, is that his name?
I know exactly what you're about to say. Yeah.
He like it has an aside panel where Goto is like sweating for his life, and he's like, "Shit, I almost went insane because this guy was gonna kill me, and I'm shitting my pants."
Yeah,
and like, it might be like a flashback in the next episode that they have for him, but
yeah. So in the manhwa, Goto, it states that he fears for his life or whatever, so he's about to go all out. And Sung Jin Woo states that he thinks he's gonna have to end it quickly. Otherwise, the game or whatever, the designer is going to tell him that he has to kill Goto. So, like, literally, he is that strong that he is able to sit there and distinguish how fast he needs to kill the strongest hunter of the other fucking country. Like, it's a game. And the scaling is wild. Also, I can't wait to rewatch Chimera Ant-Arc. It's going to be so exciting.
Thank you.
That's what I was waiting for someone to say. Like, it's Hunter x Hunter, right? Like, it's just a better version of Hunter x Hunter at this point.
I will say, like,
we got the Hunter Association, we got hunters, we got.
They will not match Muriel. Like, for all I shit on Hunter x Hunter, Miriam's death was beautiful, right? Like that was like top notch. It was really, really well done and all that. So they won't match that, which they don't care to match that. Solo Leveling is just a monster of the week, like action packed, no character development or plot, like just fighting anime.
Yeah, it's you mentioned no character development plot. Like he just awakened his mom, and then it was like an afterthought. I was like, all right, well now she's home cooking. Like,
yeah.
Why would I? Why do I care? Like I'd never, like I'd really like even now that she's awakened or whatever, and he, cured her. Like, so what? Like they literally showed him like come home and she's cooking, and it's like nothing. Like that's all you do. Like what?
Like give us an episode of them hanging out, like them going out and like even if it's like a filler, right? Like just them like going out on the town, him showing her everything she's missed, and because like she like when she went down, they were poor, they had nothing. It's why they live in that apartment. It's why they live in that neighborhood, right? Like Sung Jin Woo is like super rich now. So like show her the better life that you have, like take care of her, right? Like give us an episode of some kind of development to show why you give a fuck and like why your mom is important to you and all that. Literally like you awaken her and then we go away. And then the next episode is like all the political stuff, talking about that and like getting the hunters together. Then the next episode, like you only see her for a second in the fucking kitchen cooking. It's just like, and I get Solo Leveling. Like it's literally only meant to focus on one person. Like it's in the name. A single person leveling up is the point of the whole show. But then, like they don't even develop him well.
But then what about the dad too? Like we see this like insane fight between him and the guy that's going to go assassinate Jin Woo, and then just like nothing. Like what has it been, like 4 episodes since they showed the last of his dad?
They never introduced him.
Yeah, they never even fully introduced him. There's like, all right, well he's he was able to beat this S rank easily and like walk away after leveling like a whole building.
And he drops like I'm here to stop apocalyptic like events and stuff like that, and then just disappears for the rest of the season.
It's like, well, where's he at with the ant? Like, isn't this like an apocalyptic event? Like, you're not going to go help crush the ants or whatever?
Keaton, what are your thoughts? Get in here, man.
Yeah, I'm just kind of sitting back. I mean, it's the same thing. It's like I love every time I finish an episode, I want to watch the next one.
Right. It still has you hooked for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like it's insane, but at the same time, it leaves you wanting more in a sense, obviously from a story standpoint, because it's like, bro, you see, like the mom, the whole point of all of this is the mom, and then he cries, and then he's just like, and then he just has a monologue where he's like, I guess I'm a little too deep into this fighting shit, and I got to keep doing it. And that was it. And then it's like he watches her cook the next day, and it's like, oh, this is cool. And it's like, I don't know, maybe they bring more into it, but it's like as much as we talk shit about Naruto's flashbacks, they were effective at the end of the day. And, I think that this is just a product of a new gen anime where we, as a society, need everything quick, fast, and right now. But it does leave a lot to be desired from a story standpoint, right? And so
I will say that is one of the most frustrating things every time I get on Facebook or Instagram, just the freaking hype. They are good episodes. They are. But man, I was reading a comment section today where people were talking about like Solo Leveling is the best anime like ever and things like that. Like it is. And I'm just like, dude, no, it is not.
That's got to be just like, can you run some sort of data showing you the average age of people commenting on that? Because it has to be like 13.
Well, yeah, 12, 13.
Yeah. Which, dude, I mean, just imagine this being on when you're 12, 13 years old. This would be the most badass shit ever.
True.
I mean,
you got to wait 4 episodes for him to power up. Like,
exactly. It's like he just gets it immediately. But it also leaves a lot to be desired. It's like, all right, so he's beaten all these, demon lords and whatever. I don't know if the system, we haven't really seen him fight another person yet, right? Or am I? I mean, not like
just,
really.
Just monsters, and then
Iron.
So does he level up if he beats Homeboy, or is it not?
No, so he wasn't challenged to beat Goto, right? So like he won't get anything for that. So like that's just like a friendly sparring session.
Yeah, well, I just didn't know. I mean, I don't like. we hadn't seen that part of the system. But if I didn't think he would, but if he did, what the fuck is he about to be after this fight?
Well, it did give him experience when he went to that one dungeon and they tried to like kill all the people or whatever. It was that guy's brother who wanted revenge. He did get experience for killing those people.
But it was a quest to kill them.
Right.
Remember?
It turned into a quest to kill them. So it's probably something like that. Like, if it's an actual danger to him, it'll turn into like a game.
Which is why he was going to have to knock out Goto before the designer or whatever it's called gave him the quest to kill Goto.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just hard because, again, like I think we all love every single episode and we get texts about it every weekend. But I think that we all know that there's a lifespan to this.
Yeah.
There's a lifespan that we know if they don't make that next jump in some sort of development, that it's going to be the same as, I mean, Sakamoto Days is a harsh comparison, but where we get to like, what are we doing at this point?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a little different. At least there's death here, but like, like, I don't know what faces him. I know they're building it up to where it's like going to be the captain of the Ants, which is like, I don't know, but
why are we doing Ants, dude? Ants are like the least
look,
thing. I get
Hunter
that.
Hunter is just too good not to copy, man. Hunter Hunter was just too good not to copy.
Yeah.
Don't they say the Chimera Ant arc is like one of the top arcs in all of anime? They're like, let's just copy and paste that, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know. Again, enjoy it. We'll love the rest of the season, but we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, even with its faults, like I have enjoyed every episode. Like I'm on the edge of my seat waiting for the freaking next episode, especially how they ended this one where you're just like your jaw drops, like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Like, I mean, it's definitely still a good show.
Here's my issue is like my jaw honestly is not really dropping that much anymore. Like when like Eli, you texted this episode's crazy, and then we talked about like we've done that a few times, like as a collective group this whole season, and it's come to the point where I'm just like, yeah, there's some fights that are better than the others, but I never leave like, holy fuck, I need to watch the next episode right now, like, or like, holy fuck, that episode was amazing. Not saying it wasn't amazing, but like the wow factors are starting to become so normal and like it's almost doled out to a degree.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you get that with the fighter or the monster of the week things. Like you can only jazz it up so much before it's fairly repetitive. I mean, I loved the high orc fight. I thought that was really well done. I enjoyed it. I think it's my favorite episode of the season so far. Like even I liked it more than the Braca or whatever it is. Even more than the last one, like the hunters fighting and all that, which I think it would have been cool. Like if the hunters went a little bit more all out, actually like fall each other versus playing the tag or whatever they did, and everything. But I do think like they're getting to a point now where the shock and awe factor, because like season 1, him getting Egress, I was like, oh damn, right, like that was huge. And then like you saw him take Iron, you're like, okay, that's cool. And then you saw him take the next one, you're like, okay. And then the high orc fight, you're like, oh damn, that was pretty cool. And you saw him do it the next time, you're like, okay. And then the very next fight, Arise, like, oh, we've seen this before, you know. And then
they kind of like dig in their own grave to a degree with that ability. Like that's one of the main issues is he can just fight whoever and then they become his army, which is awesome, but fuck, I mean, Jesus, dude. I mean,
no one's going to be able to hold a candle to it.
If the show is solo leveling and every single episode you're fighting another next level monster, by 50 episodes, you can't, like, holy hell, you're going to have 50 just S plus, and they're all S tier already, apparently.
Yeah, I think that whenever he, the episode where he killed, like, the Demon King in the 100-level dungeon or whatever, I'm pretty sure in one episode he went 50 levels and killed the king.
Yeah, I think.
Pretty sure?
Well, no, I think it was 25, like 75 to 100.
Yeah, 75 to 100.
Became-
Okay. Yeah, but
Which
the
is
last
still a
10 were
lot.
supposed to be like ultra
Yeah.
hard, and we didn't even see them ever at all.
Yeah.
And then he just comes back and he sees Goto and he's like, "Let me see how much stronger I've gotten." And you're like, "Well, I guess a lot."
Yeah,
So, I don't know.
ridiculously.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
kind of, and when you look at it, it's like, a lot of popular animes have some sort of training arc. And like it's not possible to do a training arc with the system. Like
So
you have to just fight people in order to train. And I guess fighting them is a way that he's training to bigger whatever. But just the design and the plot of this show kind of gives the writers only a certain amount of leeway with what they can do with it and creativity.
Well, I think what you're going to see, what's going to happen is their dungeons are going to break the rank system. So it will be like SS plus, SS. Like you will see a expansion of the rank system because their world allows them to do whatever they want with it. Doesn't have to be just hunter specific. We've already seen that he is the strongest hunter, and there's no one else that can compare. Maybe his dad has the same exact abilities to get stronger and all that. We don't know, yet to be seen, right? But we know that so far no hunter has been shown to have those abilities. So unless randomly hunters start getting made with some kind of wild ass abilities, you're going to have to see dungeons that break the scaling system, the power system. And that is the only way to keep it going. However, there's a lot of stuff out there. I think even the writers or somebody confirmed that this is all like epilogue, prologue, whatever, like fucking fucking story. So all of this is supposed to just be leading up to the actual story of Solo Leveling, which is crazy because they're skipping so much.
Can't be Vinland Saga, bro.
No, one thing that is like the complete opposite of this that I forgot to mention, like excited for that kind of thing, is the next season of Freerun. I know it's like the complete opposite of Solo Leveling, but I will say I'm super excited for that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I want to say on Solo Leveling too. I didn't realize this, but my friend has been reading the manga. I think she's done with it, but it came out in 2016, and it's done. And also, I don't know if I mentioned it before here on the stream, but I think they said in like all of season 1 for Solo Leveling covered about 70 chapters, and then season 2 started, and like the first 3 episodes covered 40 chapters. So they're just going light speed through this. We're not getting any development for that reason. I mean, you got to figure it's intentional and that they're just trying to like, play the crowd this way with the hype every week. But
here's the issue though, man. And I was talking to Nate about this. Is like, I do think that this is an issue with obviously anime now, or like us as a culture that want everything right now very quickly. Is like for example, Nate got done and we were talking about Castlevania, and he's like, I really thoroughly enjoyed the adultness of it. And I find myself recently watching not less anime, but I've watched more animated shows like Pantheon. If y'all haven't watched Pantheon is fucking incredible. Like more live action, Severance, like Apple TV style shows. And I've watched a lot of those shows more recently because I feel like we're overcorrecting with anime at this point. And honestly, like we're not seeing the consistent quality of anime coming out. I don't want to say that because that's doing it a disservice in the whatever, but like, and they're just releasing it. It's almost like the Marvel effect. They're just releasing so fucking many.
Yeah, I think now because it's become so mainstream, but you still have some really good quality ones like Wistoria,
Wistoria, that's what I say.
I mean, JK, Demon Slayer story, right? Like once you get past the animation, the actual story is good, but it's not like anything like world changing, right? But like you do have some solid animes that break outside of that. Now, I think Wistoria and Solo Leveling are actually kind of a cool comparison because it's dungeon crawly, now one's a school system and but they have their power levels, their scaling, and all of that going into specific level dungeons that have the floors and all those things. So kind of comparable there, but they do much slower. Like there was a lot of character development with Will and his his roommate or the one girl that loves him, and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I liked Wisteria more than I've liked a lot of shows recently. To be honest with you, anime at least. Like, I thought Wisteria was great.
Yeah. I'm about to start Shangri-La Frontier or whatever. I've heard it's pretty good, so I'm excited to start it.
So I haven't started the new season. Yeah, it'll keep you watching. I think the pace is a little slower. It's not like a super plot heavy show, so it could be slightly more actiony, but it's solid. I blame Isekai for all of our anime woes. And, the teleported to another world, and I don't give a crap. Like Solo Leveling follows the exact same formula. It's basically the same sort of show, and they almost always feature some incredibly overpowered main character. It's sort of a telltale sign, but those are just
there is an exception to that. There's an exception to that. The new I need to start watching the new season of Shield Hero, because they usually follow some overpowered character. Shield Hero is like the opposite of that. They follow the weakest dude who can just kind of revive after dying painfully. So it makes it a little more interesting. But he is completely useless mostly, other than he after he gets painfully murdered, he can come back and kind of do things a little differently. But it did keep me watching, because I'm like, all right, how's he going to do it this time? And it's just a lot so much different than the normal Isekai, where it's they teleport into the world. Now they're the strongest character, and it's all about them, and they're the main character. That kind of thing. But I agree. I meant ReZero. That's the Shield Hero is he's powerful, all that kind of stuff. But ReZero is the one where it's he's the weakest guy in the whole entire land, but he's still figuring it out somehow.
Hey, let's if I know we're talking about watching just more mature anime. I was looking at my list. Have you all watched Cyberpunk?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk's very adulty. They'll cut. It's different adulty, but it's cussing. Definitely made for adults.
Yeah, I think my thing about Castlevania was the banter between Sypha and Belmont. Dude, it reminded me of if I was in that situation with someone, how I would. It was just so relatable. And I have a foul mouth. I curse way more than I should. So literally, I could put myself in Belmont's shoes and be I would say the same shit, and stuff like that. So for me, it's not even. It was the adultiness of it. I like the gore, the edginess, but the banter between the adult characters was just so relatable.
Yeah, and then what was it? Dracula's son. I can't remember his name.
Alucard.
Alucard, yeah, the Alucard. But how he was just I'm turning into Belmont. It was just so relatable. I don't know. It was just funny.
Yeah, no, their banter is great, and I like the realness of the end of season 3. Silpha's world just kind of came to she's a really positive, optimistic, and likes to see the world as a great place, and she found out the judge was killing people and doing some fucked up shit. And Belmont's welcome to my world. And it's been cool. And I just saw the vampires, the two girls, the vampire girls that are dating the big white girl and the skinnier black girl. The big white girl, soldier warrior, just fought all the farmers. She was fucking cold. She just beat the shit out of them.
She put the sun armor on or whatever.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Bro, I was like, dang, how's she gonna get out of this? And then she pulls out sun armor, which is the most ridiculous thing, right? Get out of here.
It worked.
Well, yeah, it worked, but it was the most plot armor-ish thing. Just randomly you have sun armor. In
a way,
it makes sense though. You're a 1,000-year-old vampire. You're gonna come up with something.
Plus, she's one of the 4 main vampires.
Okay, first off, if if sun armor was a readily available thing, or like if the whole argument of you've been around for 1,000 years, you would figure it out was a thing, then all vampires would be out and about during the day doing whatever they wanted. That's not the case. So just randomly having fucking sun armor is not a normal thing. Okay.
Yeah. You can't walk around normally in that. Did you see how bulky that was? That was like I need this right now because it's a dire emergency situation. Not like I'm going to wear this.
She got around fine with it, Joe. What do you mean?
and then even like going back to the banter, like, or when she got her friend out of the box or whatever, and she was like, I hate you. Like, don't ever put me in there again. It stunk, like whatever. And I was like, that was funny. Like, I don't know. It was just a fun show to watch.
Yeah. I don't think while I was watching it, I loved it. I enjoyed it. I really appreciated it. But like when I finished it, I was like, oh, there's got to be something else. Like, because I knew I had Nocturne to go to, but I didn't realize Nocturne was a little different. So like I was like excited to be done with it, but then I was so sad. I was like, oh, but now I don't have anything else. I've been on a hunt. Like I've started like the Blood of Zeus, which is made by the same creators and everything like that. And it's just not the same.
No, I like the thing that drew me to Castlevania. I know I mentioned it to you and I recommended it. Was like you said, how relatable the people were. Like every time I thought in my head, like, man, I would just tell that guy off. Belmont just told the guy off. I was like, that's great. I like this. But I mean, it stood out because I can't really think of anything else that, where they did that with the writing and the characters.
No. Literally, like, I think, like, I would play a D&D campaign like Belmont. Like, if I was to play a D&D campaign like myself, like, what would I actually do in a world where I was killing demons and vampires and all of that, which I have a campaign now where we have vampires and stuff. And my DM probably wishes, I did less shit because I'm a changeling bard that gets into shenanigans constantly. But, like, if I would do some dumb shit, and I do feel like I would run it a lot like Belmont, and it just made me very happy. Also, dude, Hell's Paradise, I'm so excited for that. And then One Punch Man, stoked for that. Dan to Dan, Demon Slayer. We got a lot of good stuff dropping like this year or early next year.
I'm excited for Hell's Paradise with a caveat. They need to get this amnesia shit like over with episode 1. Like I don't want 6 episode ends, dude still can't remember shit. Like that's just like it literally resets the entire first season and all the character development that he had. Like they need to get the amnesia over with quick so we can move on. That's my take on that.
Keith, did you watch Hell's Paradise?
Of course.
Yeah. Eli, did you? Yeah. I agree, Joe. The amnesia shit, I don't understand. I don't know what purpose it even serves. Like at the end of season 1 like that, like it literally just resets the whole season. Because season 1 was nothing but like his growth, right? He's fighting the god or whatever it is. And like he's growing as an assassin. And then he just forgets it, which is like, it's cool. Like we just saw all these fights and it's cool ass animation, but then you literally just took everything else from us.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes me very nervous that there could be a lot of filler coming.
I just looked up what was coming out, and I think you're going to be pretty excited, Nate, because in a few weeks, April 4th, the new season of Fire Force is coming out.
Ooh,
I need to go finish season 2 then. I never
anime right there.
I never finished season 2.
I started season 2. I tried to finish it. I just can't power through shit like you can, Joe.
Well, there are certain ones where I just lose interest. Like again, like I think I got 10 episodes into season 2 of Fire Force, and then I was like, well, this is like basically the same thing over and over again. So I was done with it. But if there's a season 3, I might need to go back and rewatch season 2.
I think it's something that's so great about anime. There's people out there that thinks Fire Force is like peak, like the greatest anime ever, which is so wild to me. But like I guess people are entitled to their opinion. But like
my neighbor at the time where I was living, like I was renting a place, like they recommended Fire Force and said it was one of the best animes I ever watched. And I was just like, I'm watching this right now. Like you just convinced me. And I was like, I got through. I was like, yeah, that's cool. Like, I don't know if I'd say it's the best anime.
Joe, you convinced me.
Because like I like the final episode, the final fight, where the guy was explaining exactly like the thought process and what exactly was happening. I like it was different, it was cool. Like I thought it was worth watching. Is Fire Force worth watching? Yes, at least season 1 is worth watching. Is it one of the best animes of all time? No. Look, I would watch Fire Force twice before I watch Basilisk again.
Well, like with the Basilisk too, you know, these things have their followings, like you said, and Fire Force has following. Fire Force is like the same studio and I think creators as an older show called Soul Eater. And when Soul Eater came out, man, it was so popular and everybody loved it and everybody wanted more. And I watched it and I was like, that was wholly mediocre to me. But
I couldn't get
that's
through
just
it.
a lot of those shows, you know. And then when you watched enough of entire series of anime, you know, you learn to pull your favorite parts of all the B-roll shows. Like I would say Basilisk for me is like a B, flat B, but there were a lot of elements that I enjoyed out of it. But you know, I've watched a lot of really weird stuff. So in the grand scheme of things, that wasn't so odd. Like try watching Ninja Scroll, and then you'll understand where we're at with Basilisk.
Not gonna watch that.
And I will say Basilisk did have a good underlying theme and like the lesson that it was trying to teach through the show. Like it did have like good aspects of the show. It was just hard to get over some of the character design and just some of the actions that they did, like that kind of thing. But
well, unlike Fire Force, I would argue it's made for a younger crowd generally, but I know probably a lot of people who are our age most likely really enjoyed Soul Eater, saw Fire Force, and said, "Hell yeah, this is my shit." So I don't know.
I really like Fire Force season 1. Like, I would recommend it to people. Season 2,
I got excited about it. Yeah,
it became very redundant.
I just didn't know where they were going with it.
See, I don't dislike it as much as Nate does. I will attempt to watch season 2.
I think Nate dislikes it because there were certain episodes that he watched, and Steph was like looking over his shoulder and saw some tropes that like made him look bad, so he just put a negative connotation to it. I think that's part of it because Fire Force season 1 was actually like it was good. Like I enjoyed Fire Force season 1.
Bro, there was so much. You know, we've talked about this over and over again. We don't got to get into it.
The tropes are ridiculous, like the chick clothes falling off because she's unlucky or whatever, however it's described or whatever. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean the fan service, but I'm talking like there's some things in the show that are just absolutely ridiculous. But we're gonna get into the questions, but real quick, I want to show y'all. So Eli got me something for my birthday. I want to showcase it because it's gonna get framed.
Totally for your birthday.
It wasn't for your birthday.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's Freerin. They're watching watching the Comet show. What was it, 50 years later or something like that?
So that's gonna get framed and hung up, and then Steph actually got me a Freerin statue to go along with the rest of my statues for my birthday.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Pretty excited. I do truly believe that Freerin will be the standard of anime in the near future.
Well, I think it's going to be like one of the new age top 3 or whatever. Like if they continue how they did season 1, it's definitely going to be one of those that like people can start watch 300 episodes of or whatever, and it like continue to still be good. But you never know what season 2 is going to bring.
My problem is saying shit like that is, all right, perfect example, Vinland Saga. We're like, hey, season 1, holy fuck. Yeah. This is the best new gen anime, and it's not even close. Right? That's in my opinion. Then we go to season 2, and it completely changes, and it's whatever. So my hesitation towards saying Freerin is going to be the standard of anime is like same reason I would never, you can't say what's his name, fucking Victor Wembanyama is the future of the NBA because he just fucked his whole leg up.
I will say season 2, same director, same animation studio, all that stuff. So it will have the same feel, same pacing, same everything as season 1. It will have
fingers crossed.
Yeah, I mean that's what they're going to shoot for, anyways. So hopefully it's still good.
Yeah, I think
last thing before we move on to the question, because I was looking at like popular animes coming up releasing also in early April. Would love y'all's opinion on this. My Hero Academia Vigilantes is coming out, which is pretty much like a prequel / I think it focuses on the bad guys. Now, that's not, I think it's a spinoff. The new season comes out later this year. But so here's typically, if I don't have a friend that reads the manga, I would be like, eh. But he has told me for a couple of years now that Vigilantes is like amazing. So,
I mean, I'm still gonna watch it. Like,
Yeah, I will approach it cautiously.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it. Like, I'm too like, I mean, I've already seen all the seasons of My Hero, so I'm gonna finish it. Like,
Look, when your main character has plot armor, it gets a little redundant. When every one of your characters has plot armor, it's fucking stupid.
I don't know. Maybe, I mean, I think this is supposed to be kind of like a darker, but I could be wrong.
I want to see some. I want to see some loss.
Yeah, something. I just seen the way that Demon Slayer's played it, and it's like all clearly for money grabs. Like, oh, we'll do a movie instead of a season, and it's a third all recap. I'm like, well, My Hero Academia is on hiatus for a while, and we're waiting for the next season, so let's pump out some side filler and make some money off of it. I don't know.
I'm going to send y'all the trailer. It looks like they just released it today.
I mean, I used to love My Hero, but literally, like in the first episode of Vigilantes, if they don't murder like 8 people, I just don't give a shit. Like, if they don't say, "Hey, this is the main character," okay, scratch that. This is the new main character. Okay, we fucked up. This is our third new main character.
He wants Game of Thrones level.
Yeah, like this is our 4th one, and I'm talking like in minutes. You know, like I want to fall in love and then be sad that they murdered 8 main characters within 1 episode. Like, it is just because I have that pent up like nonsense towards My Hero. Because like I've loved it, I defended it for a minute because like it was up there for me. Like I ranked it really. I loved My Hero, and they just like fucked around and never like did anything with it. And I'm just so tired of it now. I can't.
No, I mean I think we all are, but.
Yeah.
I just sent the trailer. I haven't watched the trailer either. It apparently just came out today. So whenever we finish, let's watch the trailer.
All right.
Or like to end the show. Like, all right, we're done. Let's watch the trailer together and get our comments.
Well, I wanted to go back a little bit too, because I'm thinking about what we've talked about, and we're talking a lot about the pros and cons of good anime, bad anime and stuff. I think about Frieren and like, what's the end goal with Frieren? Like, what are supposedly like the whole plot based around? They're gonna get to some place where you can talk to people who have passed away and whatever. But did they ever focus it? Is that ever really anything on our mind? Do we really even care? It's not necessarily important to us through the show, and we love the show still. It can be a slow pace. We don't even get much action throughout the whole first season necessarily. But we still think it's one of the best shows around at the moment, maybe one of our favorite shows, versus something like Solo Leveling, where every week it's super hyped and we all really enjoy it. We're excited to see the next episode, but we're critical of it because we're thinking, well, but what's the plot? Why aren't we talking about the main story and the end game here? Like, how much it says about the quality of a show like Frieren that we are just satisfied with what it's giving us every episode, versus Solo Leveling where we're like, man, I really like every week you're just like, I just want a little more, you know?
Well, I think Solo Leveling just doesn't give you any, like, tell me something about Sung Jinwoo. Anything. Tell me what's a hobby of his? What's his favorite food? Tell me, like, what does he look for in girls? Like, if Toto was to go up to him, what would his response be? Right? Like, tell me anything interesting about him.
There's nothing. Other than he was a weakling who got destroyed every single dungeon, and now he's the strongest character. Like, that's basically all you know.
So other than
really
his
wanted to
mom,
revive his mom.
yeah. Other than his mom, what was a motivating factor?
Money.
Okay.
That's the big, And that's a big difference. Is
Name 3 characters outside of Sung Jinwoo.
Mom. Sister.
Commissioner.
Scarface.
Animal dude. Beast man.
The Scarface guy, the leader of the pack. I want to see him fight pretty bad. Not gonna lie.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm so ready for whenever that episode comes. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean exactly. Like one is a testament to, hey, look, maybe the whole point of the plot wasn't absolutely ironed out on both sides. 2 different ends of the spectrum, but one you can enjoy the journey a little bit more, while the other you're along for the journey.
Well, yeah, to add to that, one, I think you care about the people in the journey, and the other one, you're just watching, right?
Oh, like the dwarf that trains the dude, like dude. Speaking of like adulty characters, like that, the preacher is a fucking great character in that show.
Yeah. I mean, like, you genuinely care. Like, the sisters in the training area, like, you care for every character in the show. You know? And they just do it so well. And that's the thing. So to add to your example, like, literally, Fruin, you are along for the journey. You care about every character. You learn about every character. Nobody's just an NPC. You feel like you are a part of their world because the world building is done so well. And then you got solo leveling, where literally you couldn't answer any of the easiest questions I just asked you.
I was actually a little shocked, but yeah, I couldn't.
Yeah. I mean, I can name Goto, and that's because he came in last time, and he's the second. Like, he's
exactly.
supposed to be the strongest hunter. But other than that, I can't. Oh, well, Hunter Ha? Cha. No, Ha.
I can't remember.
The girl, Ha. I think it's Ha. You know?
The one that doesn't like how people smell?
Yeah. I think it's Ha. So I can name 2. We can almost get there. But it's the thing. I don't know. It's still good. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's good. It is what it is. You ready to get into some of these questions? A little rapid fire for 20, 30 minutes. See where we're at. See where we land.
Yeah. Let's get into some questions. All
right. I don't know if I asked this one last time. It was up, but I don't remember I asked it. Yeah. Fruin. Also, Fruin actually has a lot of humor. Even if some of it is dry, like, you still know the humor is there. And if it's not in your face, over the top, ridiculous, it is like, it's still just funny. It's good.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, her and Mimics like has me cracking up every time. Where she's like, it could be treasure. I'm just like, this is great.
I can feel it. There's a rare grimoire in here.
Bro, I think I might go rewatch Fruin. I might do. I might. It's so good. Okay, anyways, here we go. All right. We're gonna, we'll go to Eli first since he recommended Basilisk and I wasted 4 episodes worth of time.
That's at least an hour.
Yeah.
Culture you, sir.
That is not the culture I want. This is not that bad. Which anime character has the best redemption arc?
Ooh. Best redemption arc.
Oh,
normally we're lacking redemption arcs. I mean, I have to go tried and true. As my favorite character in anime was Wolfwood from Trigun, who I thought was just one of the most human people and incredibly flawed. And he made decisions quickly because he was taught that, you have to, otherwise people will get hurt, bad things will happen. And it caused him to kill people that may or may not have been innocent. And in the end, he kind of turned around. He tried to do the right thing, and it cost him everything. But he still tried.
True, Keaton.
I mean, when I think of redemption, I'm looking at my list. When I think of redemption, as much as we want to talk about it, why did it just blank? Vinland Saga. I mean, that's like a come full circle type deal. obviously, where he grows tremendously. If I want to not answer it in a Vinland Saga way, Ranking of the Kings. I don't know if any of y'all have watched Ranking of the Kings.
I've seen something about it, but I haven't.
Amazing show.
Have you watched it, Eli?
Incredible show. Yeah, well, I thought it was one of the best shows I'd seen in a while.
Okay.
And it took me a long time to start watching it because of what it looks like.
Yeah,
And I was like, I was an idiot. I should have watched it.
Animation's very, very weird. Boji is his name, I believe.
Yeah.
Boji's like the stepchild of a king or some shit. Like it's not favored, and then he becomes the heir, and he's like tiny, and he's just everything goes against him. But he just learns this technique where he's just a monster. But he's still just like the most pure human being ever. That's actually a show I would recommend to people. You just have to get over. It is a unique anime style. It is kind of a unique storytelling style as well. But like, if you want to talk like one of the best side characters, he's not even really a character, but his little like support buddy is pretty fucking awesome. So I'd say Ranking of the Kings is up there.
Yeah, I give that 9.5 out of 10, easy.
Dang.
Joe?
No ball sections.
No ball sections.
So before I answer the question, I have so far on my list to watch next, I got Secret Level, Dr. Stone, Pantheon, and Ranking of the Kings. So you guys can let me know like what order I should watch those in.
Secret Level and then Pantheon. You're gonna love Pantheon. It's about like UI, artificial intelligence, and shit like that.
What about Shangri-La Frontier, Joe? You don't care about what I got to throw out there? That's hurtful.
I didn't know how to spell that one, so I didn't have it. I was going to text you after and be like, Nate, what was the name of that show? But it was very hard to write, so I didn't write it down. But as far as Redemption Arc, a few things popped in my mind. Like, one was Vegeta, right? I mean, the whole Majin Vegeta thing, that kind of thing. Nate, I know you don't know nothing about that. That was like the first thing that came to my mind, I guess, just from childhood. Another one that popped in my head is Bakugo, just because it's like he seemed like such a dick, and then he comes in is like, I'm the murder death guy, and he kind of helps, save the day kind of thing. And then the final one I thought like Redemption was kind of the main character of ReZero, just because it's like he's just like such an outcast and like fights his way back through like to become like the hero kind of thing. I guess it's three completely different takes, but that was like the first few things that ran through my mind. And when I was like Redemption, like what should I think about on this? And it was like three different takes on it, but that's my answers.
I like the Bakugo answer. I didn't think about Bakugo in that way, but yeah, he definitely grows as a character because I fucking hated him at first.
100%. I was like, this guy is a douche.
Talk shit about Deku, but that dude was annoying.
Aaron Yeager. No, okay.
Get out of here with that shit. No.
He did the right thing.
Hey, he was looking out. He was looking out for humankind.
No, he didn't. Get out of here. Aaron Yeager's a bitch. Get out of
here. He did what was necessary, Joe.
No, he almost did what was necessary. He did 92% of what was necessary.
He did the exact amount of necessary.
He didn't follow through. Fuck him. Sorry for the language.
He's a coward, huh?
Incoming Zenitsu Redemption arc. Let's go. Be useful.
For me, honestly, I would say, I mean, just like Castlevania Belmont, I thought was a really good one. Like, just watching him grow as a person. Alucard, watching how he grew towards Belmont. Like, I mean, both of them were fantastic. I had one more. Oh no, I forgot it. We were just talking about it. Hell's Paradise, Gabby Maru. Like the whole premise of the show is redemption and going to go. Like the whole adventure is to be forgiven and to be pardoned and stuff like that. And he grows so much as a person and as a character. Now, granted, the amnesia fucks all that up, but like still, the whole first season is a fucking character redemption arc, right? And it's crazy. It's fantastic. So.
Man, what's crazy? I just thought about this. You know who's about to have the best redemption arc?
Eren Yeager.
It's Zenitsu.
Hey, I'm about to kick you
That's what I said.
from the heart.
Zenitsu. I mean, can we be
Redemption,
honest?
though? Is it redemption though? Like it's not redemption. He
His
didn't
brother,
do anything.
his brother
to-
killing
In my eyes,
his brother killing people, and he just found it out. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think he's gonna.
he's
But
killing
he
me
did-
every time
like,
he's
why
on
is it-
screen. So
It's not
you know,
his redemption. Like he's
Whose
the
redemption is
bad
it?
dude.
That would be like if his brother stopped killing. Like if his brother became like a Nezuko, it would be like his redemption. Now, is it like redeeming Zenitsu as a character? Sure, because he sucks balls right now. But
He's the second most annoying on the whole show.
he is the first most annoying on the whole show.
still a high bar. Either way,
I will say both side characters can be pretty frustrating at times. Although I do like Inosuke. I even have an Inosuke boar statue. So
Yeah, let's go.
Ooh,
No
I
sky.
just thought about Lemillion. Is that redemption at all?
his butt got redemption. That's it. He's done.
Yeah,
Which
was
got
a-
fucking
that was a
absolute.
little weird. Where he was just like,
That's so embarrassing. That dude was like peak for a time, and then that's the opposite of redemption, actually.
yeah, I would agree. That is the opposite. Like his coolness level went down a little bit with that.
You know who could have been a great redemption? Rock Lee, if they would have done him correctly in Naruto Shippuden.
100%. They did him so dirty.
All right, Nate. What's the next question?
I'm trying to get to a good one. So it gave us two trash ones. If y'all want to answer them while I'm getting to a good one, you can. But it was which anime villain would make the worst roommate, which I have no fucking idea. And then which anime character would be the best TikTok influencer? And we all know that would be Itachi because it just fucking genjutsu your ass into believing it's the best thing ever without doing anything. And then I got which anime power would be the most useful in real life? And we all know it would be fucking shadow clones. We've all talked about it.
Yeah.
For what reasons?
For all the reasons. There's
Every
really
reason.
not a reason
Yeah.
that shadow clone would not be useful for. I don't want to go work. I want to play video games.
Reason
Shadow
or
clone.
Jiraiya reasons?
You say that, but in Boruto, Naruto, it doesn't seem to be, advantageous for him because his family knows, like Boruto knows that it's a clone 90% of the time, and it's actually created a divide in the family.
Who cares? It still makes him where he can get shit done. Like, why would
So
he?
you
send
don't care about your 15 children, Joe?
That's what I'm saying. Like, your real self needs to go be with your family and send the clone to do the work. Like he's just using it wrong. Just because he doesn't know how to use it right doesn't mean it's a bad skill. Like, whatever.
The Hokage who saved the whole village doesn't know how to use shadow clones.
He's
right?
still human. He's still human, Keaton, and he still makes wrong decisions when it
Then
comes to
take your
using
hat
his
off.
shadow clone.
And take your hat off.
Take my hat off? No, I will not take my hat off because the Akatsuki needs to come back and fix things in Boruto. If a good dose of the Akatsuki could fix Boruto is what I'm saying.
No, I don't think there's any. Well,
You hadn't
supposedly,
even watched it. You hadn't even watched it. No,
that's how bad it is. I tried.
I have watched Boruto. I've watched, and I didn't even do the skip thing. I watched all of it.
Why the fuck would you do that? Stop doing that.
Stop doing that, Joe.
Stop
Like,
wasting my life
It's gonna
on.
make it more miserable.
Look, Boruto was not as miserable as the Elvis impersonator episode of Naruto. Like, it wasn't that bad. Like, it was it was mediocre anime.
Yeah, but the rest of Naruto was good enough to suffice. Where Boruto is like
That's
above average with some key moment. Well, average with some key moments that's really cool and pulls nostalgia out of you.
yeah, and I think that's the main thing with Boruto was the nostalgia of like when I got to see Naruto and Sasuke fight again, like that kind of thing. Even though they were nerfed to hell and back, like it was.
I made it all the way to that fight in Boruto, by the way.
You didn't get to Baryon mode.
You didn't get to Barry. You got to watch at least through Baryon.
Thank you. Exactly. That's what I told him.
That does the Naruto like hit you in the heart.
Oh.
Like, Baryon mode, like it brings back all the nostalgia of all of like, hey, like this is what Naruto should be.
After that, the Sasuke Naruto fights was like, man,
Yeah, like
Baryon
after
mode.
Baryon mode, it's meh, but like Baryon, you have
tell
to
me
watch.
what episode that is, and I'll go watch that
Okay,
episode.
that's cool. I'll
No,
figure.
that's completely fine because that is probably the best episode in the entire show.
Perfect. All right,
Hands
next
down.
question. Which anime character had the best mentor, and what made them great? And I have an off the wall answer for this one.
Best mentor.
I mean, I feel like every time I answer this question, it's Mob Psycho, or we'd say Jiraiya.
Yeah, Jiraiya is like who had the bet would be Naruto because of Jiraiya, but let's take that answer off the table. We can't say Naruto and Jiraiya.
I'm trying to think.
So let's think.
Do you want me to give my answer?
Yeah, give us time to think.
Okay. My answer is Thorfinn with Askeladd. All of season 1, like you can say what you want, but Askeladd was 100% his mentor, whether it's from a distance or not. He was helping him become a man. He helped shape Thorfinn into who he is today. When he had in season 2, the fucking like dreams and flashbacks and stuff that they have, he is of Askeladd, and Askeladd, like, he had granted, he killed his dad, so had a huge impact, and like Thorfinn wanted to kill Askeladd and all of that. But at the end of the day, Askeladd helped shape Thorfinn into who he is as a character, and also made him a badass for season 1. And that's going to lead us into the season 3 and stuff like that. So that would be my answer. Is like, I know he wasn't like a full blown like let me coach you mentor, but like he kept him like fed with the troops, like helps him train, all that shit. Like, well, didn't necessarily help him train, but kept him training so he could keep coming back to try to kill him and stuff like that. Kept him motivated. All the things you want in a mentor.
All right, let's see that. I have mine now.
Go ahead.
Who had the best mentor would be Emma from Promise Neverland with Norman.
What'd you say?
Emma from Promise Neverland with Norman as her mentor.
I'm going back to my Promise Neverland days. Little kids getting sold for meat.
Spoilers.
Okay, yeah.
You never watched Promise Neverland?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched both. It's
No, Eli.
I watched a couple episodes.
Bro, you need to go back and finish at least season 1. Come on now.
Yeah,
but
it was
Norman was like the big bro to Emma. Like he taught her the ropes. Like he taught her how to teach the other children like pretty much everything they needed to know to move forward. I don't want to say spoilers for Eli, but like Norman was like the rock for Emma, like during that first season. So like
okay.
That's why I threw that out there.
Eli, Keaton.
The students of E class. Koro Sensei.
Okay. No, you know what though? Like
I stole that one.
That's legit though. That's legit. Like old octopus.
I'm only through season 1, but
Yeah.
I'm so ready for you to finish season 2.
Yeah, and Keaton was mad at me for a while because like I was like I'm not really enjoying this. I'm gonna get through it, but I'm not really enjoying this. But then like it got me, and then how it ended, I was like, ow! Like I remember texting Keaton. I was like, I don't like how that ended, Keaton. Like why did it do that to me?
Yeah, it's it has its lulls, but it's definitely like the ending is probably my favorite ending in all of anime, to be honest with you.
It's an odd pacing, I guess. I mean, like I felt like it could have been one. I don't know what's in season 2, obviously, but I felt like they probably could have compiled it into one season. Just because like the second half of season 1, I was like, so I thought it was like absolutely hilarious, and I was excited to watch the new episode, and then it just kind of trailed off. And the end of season 1, I just didn't care about it all. But I'm excited to start the new one. I'm definitely committed. So.
Yeah,
it's worth finishing for sure. Like it does, like Keaton said, it does have one of the best endings, like of anime shows. Like it's
what
just
show
one of
is
those,
this?
Assassination Classroom.
I have not watched it.
I add it to your list. It's definitely worth a watch. Way above Fire Force. and Basilisk.
You won't watch it because the teacher looks weird.
That's true. Nate's not going to watch it because the character's design is super weird. Like the teacher is an octopus.
It does bother me. But I mean, I can get past it sometimes. Like some of the characters in My Hero are weird.
It doesn't look that weird. It looks more
maybe
normal.
that's part of what like had me on the fence at first. Was just like I was like, why is this one random character an octopus? I don't get it. Like I didn't understand the premise of the show, kind of thing. But like it definitely grows on you, and it's definitely worth watching to the end.
All right, Keaton.
All right. Two that I was thinking of. I had the privilege of having some time. Irwin to Levi.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and which we always forget about because it's gotten so off the wall. And then
it's perfectly on the wall, Keaton. You calm down.
Like literally involves walls.
And then Joe's gonna love this one because Joe, I'm surprised you hadn't told Nate to watch this at least once yet. And I even forgot the dude's name. The guy over the Black Bulls in Black Clover.
Oh yes. You talking about
that dude, he's awesome.
Yeah. Shinra is no, that's Fire Force guy. I don't know.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
It's an A because I wanted to say Asuma, but it's obviously not Asuma. It's like,
let's see, Black Clover characters. Asta is the main character, and his, I guess, mentor would be Yami. Which is the voice of Piccolo. Like, I almost told Nate to go watch this again after he was talking about Wistoria because I was like, Nate, if you enjoyed Wistoria, you're gonna enjoy this. Like, it's basically the same like premise, the same backstory as Wistoria. Like,
I like Black Clover. I think Black Clover is worth watching. I just think it takes like 90 episodes to get like a really fucking good. Like episode 90,
it was still decent up until
exactly to the point that I still watched 90 episodes.
Yeah, and then after that new art, like at the I don't know if 90th if it was 90th, but like after that, like you can definitely tell the difference of like when it got like real. It was like, holy shit, this just became like from an okay anime that I'm getting through to like, let me play this next episode.
Yeah, like this is fucking incredible. Life. Let me go watch the fucking fight on YouTube every now and then.
Yeah, it gets so good. And Nate just won't fucking watch it, which pisses me off. I'm just like, Nate, you love all these similar anime, but you won't give Black Clover a chance. Because like, it's too long. Nate, you got through Naruto. And Naruto's like 5 times as long as this. Like, come on.
Yeah. Also, guys, can we talk about how Eli perfectly lines up with his background?
Yeah,
the hair, like it is spot on, amazing.
I've been contemplating and asking him to change it just because it's weirding me out a little bit.
It's perfect. So I will get to Black Clover. I just have other things I'm watching. Like I'm watching like smaller, much shorter shows right now because like. I don't know, like I've had a hard time watching the longer ones or even like taking time to try to knock down the longer ones. So like Steph and I, we've been watching some stuff together. Like we've been like the new Reacher just dropped. I'm getting through Invincible season 3. I only have a couple episodes left. We've been watching the new seasons of Brooklyn Nine-Nine on Netflix. And stuff like that. So we've been watching a lot of TV together when we're not out playing volleyball or going on walks and stuff like that. So like we don't have a ton of time to begin with. So like I've been like watching anime like in bed. So it's just easier to like watch one episode and know that like, okay, if I do this for 2 weeks, I get through a season, half a show or something like that versus I got to get through 90 episodes to get to where it's good.
No, it's good.
It's good from episode 1. It just it gets even better.
It turns elite.
I've seen a lot of stuff about Asta as a character, a main character, or whatever.
And stuff. And Eren Yeager, Naruto, like it's not that bad. I'm serious.
Yeah.
People
Ah.
just
Like Black Clover is so good. Like my next tattoo is gonna be the 5-leaf clover. Like that's what's like it's gonna be added to my like different anime. Like that's what's gonna be my next one. Is
it is solid.
All right. Eli, have you watched it?
I don't remember what episode I finished on. I think I was watching Asta and his mentor do a fight together, and it was hilarious. And his mentor is like, "This is how you can try and be stronger and do this one move." And Asta does it right away, and his mentor is like, "What the hell? You're such a weirdo."
I know exactly what you're talking about. Like they're in like a dungeon fighting the enemy, and he's like, how the fuck did you just instantly do that? But that just adds to the hilarity of it. He's just like, I trained for such and such years, and you just like instantly figured that out. What the fuck? You know, that kind of
But
thing.
if you're gonna have like one longer show going, like that you come back to, it's a really good one, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yami could hang out with us in a weird way.
Dude,
He's just
Yami is like
real ass dude.
Yeah.
He's like, honestly, Nate, he's like a lot like there's basically clans that you're a part of and they recruit, and he hates all basically like the corporate bullshit and the politics. He's like, this is
Yami
just stupid, and he just likes his guy, like his team. He fucks with his team hard, and he has their back, and he says fuck all the other politics. And
I respect that.
like they have like meetings that because they're like the leaders or whatever they're supposed to go to, and he's like, nah, fuck that shit. Like,
I can relate to all that shit in a big way.
Exactly. That's why I was like, all right, yeah, Nate. If I explain it to Nate like that, he'll appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I'll check it out now. I'm in 100%.
All right. Can we talk about Invincible for just like a minute?
Yeah, 100%.
Dude.
Do you watch Invincible, Eli?
I do not.
Okay. Do you plan to?
You should.
I will, but I don't care about spoilers in this show.
Okay.
So.
Honestly, dude, this shit's fucking not. I'm getting tired of it.
But wait, I will. Well, hold on. Like the season up to the last episode was mid. I will say. I was just like I was getting through it.
I don't think the last episode is
the last episode, like just the fight scenes, like the loss, like I enjoyed it, especially like I'm trying not to be too crazy with spoilers, but like
I'm not caught up, so
then I'm not gonna say anything else.
I'm
but
3 episodes away.
Just say the last episode that they played was the best episode of the season so far. And I felt like the rest of the season, though, it was pretty mid. Like, I was just like, I'm going to continue watching it because it's a decent show. But I was like, I wasn't on the edge of my seat, like, wanting more of that kind of thing. And even with the last episode, I'm not like, I can't wait till the next episode kind of thing. It's more of like, I enjoyed that after the fact. Like, I was just like, I'm glad I watched that. But it's not like this is the best show on earth. And like, I got to have more of that kind of thing.
See, to me, I'm like, I thought the first couple episodes were good, and I was excited about where this season was headed. But then it's like, I don't know. Honestly, the last episode, I understand where you're coming from. I don't appreciate who it's coming from. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, I get that it's like, hey, you're reusing this old character. Like, why are we not past this? But like comparative to the previous episodes, like I'd almost felt like it was like the opposite of Solo Leveling, like where they were trying to force backstory and force character development that just wasn't really good.
I understand the thought process behind who did it, but at the same time, I don't really. Invincible is a show to me that suffers from I don't really care about a lot of the characters.
You also don't really care about Invincible.
I don't really care that much about Invincible to a degree. I mean, like
he's just super unlikable. He feels like a spoiled child.
That's because that's what he is. Like,
yeah, he definitely is.
Literally the child of the strongest superhero on the planet. Like, he is a spoiled child.
You cannot call Omni-Man a superhero. He's not a superhero.
As he was growing up, he was a superhero. Just because, like, once he got his powers or whatever, that's when he became a villain. But like,
also, why? I don't know.
But as he was grown up, like, he was a superhero at that up until that point.
Well, this whole season is his struggle between, like, the internal struggle between, am I a good person, am I a bad person, because what he did at the end of last season, right? And the Cecil stuff and all that. Oh, God.
Yeah, let's go, McCroy, my boys.
What up, McCroy? You know, I mean, this whole season is he's like a struggle. Am I a good person? Am I a bad person? Like, what is necessary? Which my biggest gripe with like superhero shows is their unwillingness to do what is necessary for the greater good. I get if you kill, you become a killer, right? Like if you kill bad guys, you're a bad guy because you are then killing people. But if you kill one bad guy that then saves 10,000 people, is that one death not worth it, right? And stuff like that. But also, I think the power scaling on Invincible is awful, right? Like this dude is flying faster than ever. He's lifting more than ever. And then he's getting his ass whooped by like street level people. Like, make it make sense. Like, why? Like, I get like you don't want to go full solo leveling where he's just whooping. He's literally running in and like beating the brakes off of these like fucking machine things, right? And then just getting his ass whooped by like the two little street level thugs, the little clone people or whatever, or the bug things, right? Like literally he could just like rip the bugs in half. It just doesn't. And it just like he just gets whooped. He gets hit. The old lady gets like, he gets put asleep. He can't get out of the bubble thing. Like there's so much that just doesn't track and doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know. And he is literally just so unlikable. I don't know what it is. Like, I want to root for him and be like, come on, bro. Like, you can do it. But also, like, part of me wants Cecil to blow his fucking head up.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't. And they kind of go away from the good versus evil thing, and then they'll address it again. But and to me, you haven't gotten deep into it, but I kind of was looking forward to this series, this season, because, and I mean, they are highlighting the little brother a decent amount, but I just don't.
I saw him kill the two, and like he leans more towards like the mindset of Omni-Man, and they're bringing it back, right? Like, we don't kill, we don't do this, which is stupid.
Well, you're gonna really fucking hate it because that's the theme of this season.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's dumb.
Well, I don't know. I didn't like Invincible as much as other people did in the first season. I liked it, but people were like, this is the fucking greatest animated show ever. And I just never thought it was close to that even after the first season. I always liked The Boys more than I liked Invincible. Similar concept to a degree.
Well, I liked Invincible season 1 because it pushed the boundaries of like the adultness. Like it took what you expected and turned it on its head. Like you started watching and you're like, damn, Omni-Man's awesome. And then you see him just shred the superhero team, right? Like so I think it's like literally like they show you what to expect and then say, ha ha. It's kind of like magic. Like, look here, but this is really what you get. And I think it caught a lot of people off guard, and the shock and awe value is what led to like it being so well received. And I think a lot of people do really like the comics.
Well, I was going to say, so truth be told, I think that's just a byproduct of exactly why Marvel's fucking destroying the shit, is because it may have caught on more mainstream as like an animated show that's not so kiddie, but that's because probably more people watched it because it was superhero based and we're fucking infatuated with superheroes. But there's shows like Pantheon that I mentioned that I fucking love that is animated but extremely adult with some absolutely insanely deep, like thought-provoking shit that goes on, that I don't think that it does anything unique, but us as a society love superheroes, and it may have been a good like entry show for people into animated shows, which if that's the case, I absolutely love it, right? Like if that got more people to watch Arcane, perfect. That's great. But I agree with you, but I don't think it's some groundbreaking, like award-winning show.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I do think season 1 was pretty good.
It was
right. I'm not
good.
gonna like undersell it. I really enjoyed season 1. Season 2, you can take it or leave it. Don't care. Season 3 so far, I don't care for it at all. I don't think it's going to change a lot between now and then, or now and the end of it. But season 1 did hook me. I really, really enjoyed season 1. And a lot of it was because it was animated, but there was a very, very like adult take, gory, like just blood, death, and that's something you don't see with superheroes a lot until you got The Boys, which is why The Boys was so big, right? Because
I was a Boys I thought The Boys was going to be one of my top 5 favorite shows ever.
Oh yeah, and it's spun out and it's trash. Yeah. But the reason The Boys was so good is because they literally took superheroes and flipped them on their head and showed you what it could be or what it would be if it was like real life in America, right? With superheroes. And Invincible was kind of like that with superheroes in animation. Because like we've all seen Batman, Superman, all these other superheroes and stuff growing up, and then you see Invincible, and like based off comics, so you're kind of expecting that, Boy Scout bullshit over and over, and then like episode 1, you just see Omni-Man, go off, and you're like, damn, and it kind of continues that pace of Omni-Man and Invincible and kind of figuring it out, killing people, and like. Well, not Invincible, but like all that stuff going back and forth, and it is good.
It is good. And I'm not saying it's not good. I don't want to take away from season 1. I enjoyed season 1. I think to me, it was one of those shows that the fan service pissed me off a little bit more because I thought it was a little overhyped. But speaking of, Joe, I do think that you would really like the new animated Spider-Man show on Disney Plus. It's more like it's not. Like think of X-Men 97 type, maybe a little bit more for kids, but it is cool. You got like a ton. You got Daredevil in there. You got Doc Ock in there. You got Green Goblin in there. They highlight a lot of the villains. It was pretty cool, actually.
I don't know. The last movies you guys had me watch was the Spider-Man movies, and then it's left on this big giant cliffhanger, and they're not even like sure if there's going to be the finale to it. So I'm just kind of like
this year.
Bad taste in my mouth from Spider-Man. I don't know.
Because we showed you some of the greatest movies ever made, and you don't have the next one yet, so you have a bad taste.
No, it was more of like the next one is like TBD. Like we don't know when it's going to happen. It's like, oh yeah, like what
You're welcome, Joe.
Like really? Like you're going to show me this, and then I'm not going to get to like see the ending? Like why would you do this? Like I'd rather have not watched it.
No, that's not fucking true.
I'll add something on the Invincible conversation too, just from like a media standpoint, like fanboy standpoint, I guess. Like I always got the impression that the people who wound up really raving about that show and latched onto it, they were more of like your Rick and Morty watchers, and like they liked the adult animation, but in the cartoon style. I still think that whenever people see other shows, something like Castlevania, like it clearly has an anime art style to it, and people who know that or know that they don't like anime, they're not going to watch it, like regardless of what the reviews are or whatever. Like it has a stigma still for some people, and something like Invincible probably more approachable. I mean, there's probably the opposite crowd too that's like, oh, it looks like a dumb cartoon or something, but from the old, even like 90s comic book animated show style, it might have an appeal, but that's like American comics and stuff, So I think it was more, there wasn't really a show either in that sort of Rick and Morty vein. I don't want to keep, it's not obviously not 1-for-1. I want to keep referring to that, but
I know what you mean. I mean,
yeah,
but to add to your point, I was looking up on Reddit after I finished this episode this weekend, just to see what people thought so far. And like 90% of the comments were animation is absolutely shit and it has gone to trash and only gotten worse, which is like funny because that's what we deal with every day in our anime lover lifestyle. People complaining about that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, just agreed. It may be more appealing to this different and doesn't immediately have your guardrails up for a lot of people. But anybody listening that is hesitant towards watching anime but likes anime style, just because one's different, I would argue that anime style is a much higher quality than anything Invincible has ever put out in their entire fucking life.
Yeah. I think it's just the style of Invincible. I do think it's much more approachable because it's. I don't want to say like cleanish because I don't think that's the right way to put it. But I think people who are anti-anime because it's a cartoon, I think they would probably be, to Eli's point, would probably be more inclined to give like an Invincible a shot over like going to watch Castlevania because of the appearance of the show alone versus anything else.
Yeah, but that's really stupid because Castlevania looks 100 times better.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Epperly says 90s Batman, X-Men, and Spider-Man ripped.
Dude, yeah. Batman back in the day, X-Men back in the day. Gambit, still to this day, is one of my favorite characters. I fucking love Gambit, X-Men, all that. 100%. Also, what up, Big Ep? Hope you're doing okay, buddy.
Did y'all watch Batman, the Caped Crusader? That was styled like the 90s. Came out recently.
Mm-hmm.
It was solid.
No.
So, what are we doing next? Are we hitting another question from
Wait.
Huh?
Hey, Nate, I got one for you. I was thinking about anime antagonists that would be the worst roommate.
Oh, yeah. Bro, I would lock all doors before I got in the shower. Like,
that's actually pretty good.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That is
changing this immediately now.
I would lock my bedroom door to go to sleep. Like, that is spot on. Worst. That's a good one. Great answer.
That was great.
So I got to the next question, and I think this was going to be pretty easy. I feel like we might all have a similar answer because when I saw this, I immediately had one come to my mind. What's the most emotional anime scene that still sticks with you?
I mean, I know what you're thinking.
I'll go first. It's probably one of the things you're thinking is Shikamaru playing that game with his dad after Asuma's death, and he knocks it over. Like, that will stay with me for the rest of my life.
I was going to say Asuma's death and the way it was handled. So
yeah.
See, I wasn't thinking. I thought you were going to say the when Naruto actually came back after Pain killed Jiraiya and Hinata, fucking Sakura, like Naruto.
Yeah. I mean, that's huge. That's a huge moment. I mean, Jiraiya dying is emotional as fuck. Like, it's up there. Like, it's 1A and 1AB, right? Yeah. Like, I mean, you could pick either one. We've talked about Jiraiya a lot, so I was trying to think of something outside of Jiraiya. But, yeah, I mean, that was definitely pretty big. Honestly, Jiraiya is probably up there, probably over Asuma. But the Asuma one was with Shikamaru, that's pretty big.
Yeah, they just did it so well with like the next episode and like the I don't know, just how Shikamaru was handling it and how they like followed him and the conversation with his dad, like playing the game of shogi or whatever. Like, I don't know, they made that hit maybe a little harder than Jiraiya's death, but it's like. I can't even say that. Like, I don't know. Like, just the way they handle it.
I think for me, it hit. I think Asuma's hit harder than Jiraiya's full circle, just to be honest with you.
I think Shikamaru, like, how he handled it, like, even going after Hidan, doing what he did to Hidan, and knowing how out of character and out of pocket that for Shikamaru that was, just showed you, like, how much he cared for him and everything, how much he meant to him. Like, it was heart-wrenching.
Yeah. And then, like, how he kept the lighter and, like even over like Shidan, like what he did to Shidan with the pit and stuff, he like flipped the lighter open. Like, it was just, they just did that whole thing so well. Like, I
mean, they made it a big part of the show where they didn't really do that for Jiraiya, like.
Yeah, like with Jiraiya, they like had like the moment of like loss and it still hit. But I feel like with Asuma, like they kind of drug it out a little bit and like just continued on. Like, they had the whole revenge cycle and that kind of stuff, whereas like I don't know. With Pain, you didn't really get the revenge. It was more of the like, he talked to him and it's like, yeah, I see where you're coming from. Like he leveled with him versus getting revenge kind of thing. I don't know. But I mean, both were still like up there when it comes to that. Like, Elijah, did you? What's your answer? Like, what do you think of like emotional moments?
I mean, I can think of a couple shows that like leveled me in different ways, but I mean back in the day, like Wolfwood was the biggest one for me, and Trigun. That one hit me really, really hard. Steins Gate, totally different way, but that one kind of like leveled me in a bit as well. I don't know, man. I'd still get depressed every time I watch Neon Genesis, but that's why I don't watch it anymore. That show's just messed up.
Yeah, I actually love Neon Genesis.
Do I need to add that to my list? Neon Genesis?
I don't know.
You do, absolutely. Neon Genesis is like...
It's all-time classic anime. And then, there's a 26-episode series, and then they made a movie to redo the ending, and the movie is... you have to watch, like it's the way to go, and it's brutal. And then they ended up remaking the show like 2 more times or something, but it is classic anime for sure.
I don't think I've even watched the movie. I did hear that they made it just for an alternate ending, but I fucking loved. So Neon Genesis is 26 episodes, and the first 12 episodes are pretty average and slow, and then like episode 13 is a recap of all the first 12 episodes. And then from 13 to 26, it is fucking nuts.
So could you just start at 13?
No, Nate.
No.
You got to give the backstory, Nate.
You need a backstory, and it's the emotion, like as emotional as it is, and kind of like, I don't want to spoil too much. The emotions it pulls out of you, I think you need full context.
I got one for you guys, like just nostalgia based, like emotional moment was when Frieza blew Krillin up, and that made Goku turn Super Saiyan. Like that's like
It is. I mean, the first time you saw that was pretty wild. It was pretty cool.
Emotions, yes.
Emotions as like a 13-year-old kid, you're like, oh, like he just killed his best friend. Now he's what is the Super Saiyan? Like, oh God, like now he's a Super Saiyan. Like, but if I watched that today, I'd be like, what the fuck?
So a different emotion, but still emotional as fuck. Like a lot of times you think like, oh, what made you emotional? It's like what made you sad. But a different emotion for me, Captain Mustang burning Greed after I was fucking hyped. I wasn't like sad emotional. I was like, burn that motherfucker. Like just because like you felt the pain and you just knew what he was going through. Like it hit you in a different way. So like Captain Mustang in that moment, like that was really emotional.
No, and like going based on that, like heightened emotion, like edge of your seat, the scale thing with Freerin. And when she uses that against Freerin, and like then her aura explodes, and she's just like, I'm that elf. Like mic drop, like fuck you. Like I was like, holy shit.
Yeah,
like,
that's just pure hypeness.
Yeah, pure hype. Like that is hype emotion. Like let's go kind of thing. So it's like
I think I yell at the TV every time I rewatch that scene.
Right. Sure. Like just like seeing the aura explode and her just like casually walking like I'm that elf. And
I'm not see if Steph wants to watch Freerin because I feel like she'd really enjoy it with it being a female protagonist and everything. I'm not see if she wants to watch it, and maybe I'll watch it with her because it's gonna be hard to justify rewatching it solo because I have so much stuff I want to watch. Including y'all's things, but if I could get her to watch it with me, it'd give me a reason to rewatch it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to rewatch it before the new season comes out.
Yeah,
mine's definitely Assassination Classroom, and then Cyberpunk too. Cyberpunk's pretty emotional.
I remember texting Keaton like after I watched the finale of Assassination, like one off. I was like, why did it have to end that way? Like, I do not agree. Like I'm hurt right now, like at this ending. Like I was not okay after when that ended.
I'm
Like,
shocked. I don't think I've ever even heard of Assassination Classroom outside of this.
Me and Keaton texted back and forth in the group chat. And he was mad at me because I was like, I don't see it. Like I'm not there yet. I don't see why this is so good. And then like as I
That's what I'm saying. Outside of like us, I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever heard, like I've never seen any videos about it. I've never seen any comments about it. I'm in a lot of like anime groups and stuff like that. I've never seen anybody talk about it. I know nothing about Assassination Classroom.
it's
The Cowboy Bebop got me too.
So it's literally about this basic alien that is so fucking strong he can basically end the planet at any point. But
he says he's going to by a certain day if he's not assassinated.
yeah, so basically the whole world's trying to assassinate him, but he teaches a class, like he's a teacher, a literal teacher. So his students try to kill him all the fucking time.
And he's like teaching a fucking lesson and dodging bullets and shit. Like he's like, and then it's
when his kids have powers and shit. There's not just like us trying to fight him.
That sounds amazing. Actually, I would watch that show. I feel like that's what Sakamoto Days should have been.
Yeah, probably.
But like when Keaton says powers, he doesn't mean like off the wall, crazy, stupid
Not
stuff.
Superman.
Like more like they just have innate abilities versus powers. Like they just have certain things that are heightened for each person. Like one person's good at a certain thing, so it's still like believable in a sense. They're not like superhuman. They're just like
it's basically like if Superman came to the world and said, "I'm gonna fucking end it if y'all don't kill me in a year's time."
Yeah.
Here's a rock, a little glowing rock, sir. Do you want your ass whooped now or later? When would you like that?
Technically, there is a rock that he is weak against, but
would you like me to give this rock to a small child to whoop your ass, sir?
But
I
it's
can,
not
I can
like
give
that.
it to an infant.
It's not like that where like if he's beside it, he dies kind of thing. It's more of like if it like penetrate whatever. But just go watch it. It's worth a watch. It's a fun show.
It's funny too.
I was until we went down this rock path. I'm out.
Look, he has a weakness, but it's
a rock. He's Superman.
But it's not really a weakness. It's more of like I don't know.
He's
like,
Dollar General Superman, and it's a classroom full of Lex Luthers.
He's an octopus. He's an octopus. I don't know. Like it's worth watching. It's a fun show. All right, next question. Let's go to the next question.
We'll go to 2 hours and then we'll be done. We'll go. So we got 13 minutes. Which anime protagonist would make a better antagonist?
Well, that's a good question.
That's a great question.
Mugen, Samurai Champloo.
No, that's very cool.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's good. I say Kakashi.
So I think when you do this, like you can't just look at moves. Like Kakashi could be a badass like antagonist, right? But like he doesn't have the personality or like he doesn't have like the soul to even like be considered. Like you have to look at like people that could be kind of both, you know? And like Kakashi to
we're
me,
getting deep in this is what you're saying. Like you can't just be like, hey, he can copy anybody's fucking move and murder everybody.
Yeah, like at that point, like Naruto. No, I mean, fucking
Naruto
right?
needs 7 like years to train to get to the point where he needs to be like he couldn't be a villain.
Okay,
like,
well, Gojo. I mean, what I'm saying, like there needs to be a believability of them being an antagonist. I had somebody and I forgot it. It was a good one too. God damn it! That's what I get for defending the point.
all right, I got one for real now. Karapika from Hunter x Hunter.
Yep, Karapika. That's a good one.
Is that who you're going to say? That is a good one.
Yep, that's my answer. It's Karapika.
This is like not even super powery, but When I think of this, I think my instant thought is just like charismatic protagonist. So like I think of y'all have never seen The Great Pretender, but that the lead in Great Pretender, or someone like Spike Spiegel. Like I think he would be such a fucking cool antagonist. Like it's not necessarily someone I see. I mean, I could see him definitely battling with good versus evil, but I think that like him as an antagonist would be a fucking cool ass antagonist.
Definitely.
I'm gonna say Killua. I think Killua would be a cool ass antagonist. I mean, later on in the show he gets a little soft, but early on he's a fucking killer. And like, if he didn't have Gon to kind of level him out, he'd be fucking crazy.
Without Gon, he's an antagonist. Without Gon,
100%, and he would be nasty as an antagonist.
Wasn't he kind of evil though? And he is an assassin. He ripped out somebody's heart like the start of the show.
Yeah, that was early on. Yeah, I mean, but he is technically a protagonist. I mean, he's part of the hero squad.
Yeah, Gon transforms him into a protagonist. So, like, I mean, I see where Nate's coming from.
His redemption arc.
And how short of a time frame?
Yeah, imagine like Killua with no Gon. Imagine Killua just growing up with his family and no friends, like literally just doing his family's bidding. That motherfucker would be disgusting.
Yeah, would be cool.
Also, I would watch a show about his family.
Yeah,
now I want to see.
Well, minus the wish granting. Take the wish granting chick out, and then I would watch a show about his family.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's only there, at the end anyway. She's never mentioned before until she's absolutely needed. But whatever.
Right. Well, there's only one thing that can bring Gon back from the brink of death, and it's
my sister.
It's my sister that's locked in a safe that we've never talked about before now. All right, whatever. Look, Hunter x Hunter had its issues.
Bro, so I watched the videos like where people choose like which one's better, right? Like, like they'll be like Hunter x Hunter or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Or they'll be like Hunter x Hunter Vinland Saga, Hunter x Hunter this. And like, I just want to be like, how? Wow. No. Walk me through your thoughts. Explain to me how we get to this conclusion.
No, I've seen those videos, and they're like rapid firing anime. They're like Hunter x Hunter or this, Hunter x Hunter or this, and they're always like everyone that I've seen has picked Hunter x Hunter almost over everything. Attack on Titan has won a few times, which I would agree with, especially over Hunter x Hunter. But like most people are like Hunter x Hunter all day, like the story, the plot, and I'm just like, you only watched 4 anime, like is Hunter x Hunter and like 4 other ones the only anime you've watched? Yeah, right. Like, Hunter x Hunter is better than Dragon Ball Z, but and Sailor Moon maybe. Like,
whoa!
I think you're thinking about this the wrong way though, because you're trying to imagine like yourselves watching Hunter x Hunter as like a guy show, but it's the huge anime female crowd that loves Hunter x Hunter because it's the little kids.
And come to think of it, I guess like
not
most
creepy at all.
But
fucking little women predator out there.
Look, Hunter x Hunter Hunter x Hunter was a decent anime. Like I got through the entire thing, but I would not rank it in top 5 at all.
I feel like I've worn off on Joe some.
It's not even the best from that writer, if we're being honest.
I would say probably not even top 10. Like it's
no, it's not.
Like I will say, like how Nate mentioned earlier, like how they ended it with the King of the Ants, like that
Miriam.
was done. That was done extremely well.
Miriam is a cool character. The Goldic family is a cool character. Hisoka's weird, but Hisoka's cool. The villains are like interesting enough. They're pretty cool.
The snot-nosed girl I could have done without.
Yeah.
Like, that was creeping me out.
Was cool, but you ended her way too soon. So like you had some cool characters and some cool aspects of it, but overall, like it was just not. You didn't get much about Gone, and it just. I mean, honestly, dude, I think if they would have kept with the fishing pole shit, I thought the fishing pole shit was cool as hell.
Dude,
that is one thing.
That was his thing. Like that was what separated him from other hunters was like he used that, and then they just fucking like forgot about it. Like,
it pissed me off so fucking much.
Especially because they had a whole episode of him training to use this shit.
I thought it was so
someone's
cool.
card.
I was
And
so
then they just
excited to see how he used this fishing pole as a weapon, right? Like I was like, this is so unique. This is so different. He snagged the badge and was like, don't need this anymore. Look at me learning how to use my little fisty fist, the old fisticuffs.
I got the badge.
You know?
Never need my fishing pole again. Like, what the fuck? You literally just like poured training into this fishing pole and then fuck it. Whatever. I don't need it anymore.
Yeah. All right. Next question, because we only have 5 minutes now. Which anime has the most unique and creative world building?
Ooh.
Unique and creative world building. I always give One Piece its props when it comes to world building.
Okay. I've only seen the live action, so I can't really comment on that. World building.
Let me look at my list.
I feel like I have to throw ReZero in here just because of it. I mean, it is like an isekai, like, and they do a good job of like, you know, building the different characters and the different races and what are they, the antagonists, like with Glutton and stuff like that. They do a good job of like of that kind of thing, but I still don't know if I would say like the world building is amazing. Like, Elijah, I need to hear what you think.
I guess you could say it's an ambiguous question a bit. I'm thinking maybe like Psycho-Pass is one of my favorite shows, and just like the whole premise of the show is basically trying to understand what the hell is going on in that world. And so, I mean, you're always just like chasing some new piece of information about why that society and world is the way that it is. So
That's like a cyberpunk. It's also got a lot more depth to it than just cyberpunk.
Yeah. On that note, though, Elijah, I would say like Attack on Titan would be like the great world building, like how they set everything up with like the Titan race versus the regular people who can't transform, like that kind of thing. Like, I feel like they did that really well.
Yeah, there was a lot to it. I mean,
when I think of world building, I think of like understanding the restrictions of the world that we are trying to put ourselves in the anime, right? Like, do I understand like the floor and the ceiling of the power scaling? Do I understand the reaches of the power and
so
stuff like that?
Solo leveling is number one.
No. So like I want to know like the rules of the game that we're playing when I think of world building, and then also the actual world in that we're living in, right? Like I want to understand like the environment, the people, and
So
all that stuff.
You're saying Pokemon.
I mean, I guess.
you're kind of describing Dr. Stone a little bit, though.
Yeah. So like I think world building is a lot. Like I look at it from a lot of different ways, and I think Psycho-Pass does it really well because you understand, you know, the purpose of everything. You understand the floor, the ceiling. You understand what's going on. You understand what, you know, is happening behind everything. And now you later on soon to find out like what's kind of driving it all. Right. But like they still do a really good job explaining all of it and how it works and like building it up. At no point are you confused at why things are happening the way they're happening. And it's because they build a really good world for you to understand.
Yeah, it's well balanced too. Because like I can think of other shows that are similar, like Ghost in the Shell, and it had many seasons as well. And it's like, well, this is really good quality, but it's so drawn out, and all they're doing is explaining the world to you that you just lose interest in learning about it eventually. But Psycho-Pass still had that great balance of like gritty action and intrigue, drama, a little comedy, you know.
Yeah. All right. Last question. I think this is a good one to go out on. I'm gonna put a couple restrictions on it too to make it more fun. Which anime character would you want as your battle partner in a tournament? Now let's go ahead and nix all like S level, you know, partners, right? So no fucking solo leveling, no Sing Jung Woos or any of that shit. No Gokus, no fucking Gojos, any of that. We
So-
want like you can go powerful, but we don't want like no One Punch Mans or any of that shit, right?
No, I got the perfect answer for this.
I know who I'm picking. I know who I want, and I have a reason behind it too. So go ahead.
I'm picking Krillin because he is a normal human, but his battle acumen, and it's proven in Dragon Ball Super, like his battle acumen as a weakling human, like he almost defeated Goku, which is one of the most powerful beings in existence. He was this close to defeating him, but just because of his thought process and like understanding the tournament rules and stuff like that. So I think Krillin would be the person I take into a battle.
Nice. Okay, I like that. Nate, go ahead.
I would pick Mashal.
How is that not against the rules?
He was literally the most powerful being.
No, he is not.
Mashlow, dude.
So my reasoning is like we're not gonna win, but I'm gonna laugh the whole fucking time we're getting our ass beat.
No,
Right.
you're gonna win. Like
He is strong, but in a tournament of other like great now in his world, he is strong in a world of nonsense and goofery, right? But like there's a lot of characters like you're talking about like Goku and shit like in this tournament that we can't choose as our people that would absolutely wreck him because he's an idiot. But it would be hilarious to fucking watch.
That's fair. Like
Mashal trying to hit Gojo through like Infinity.
But you know what? I believe that Mashal would end up finding a way to do it to actually land a hit. One hit. Not that it would like make any like he'd still lose, but he would land one hit on Gojo.
So like Mashal is strong. Don't get me wrong, right? But like in my mind, we're fighting like really strong people. So like I just want to fucking laugh the whole time we're getting whooped.
See, my head goes towards like Shikamaru or the Dr. Stone main character. I forgot his damn name. But it's like super smart people that I know. Yeah. If I'm already at a disadvantage because I'm a normal human, like I need either a Goku who can just beat the fuck out of everybody else, or we got to be strategic about it.
See, I'm not trying to win. I'm just trying to get laughs while we're getting our ass beat. My second thought was Reagan. I don't know why I want Reagan on my team, but I'm taking Reagan.
Motivation.
Like we are getting fucking whipped, son. But like I'm having a good time. We are cutting up the whole time.
Well, that's another character where you have to believe that he's gonna pull it out somehow still.
Yeah, he wins every time somehow.
Yeah.
Gotta have faith. You know, I'm over there fucking what is it, Limp Bizkit? I'm just like jamming it out in the jukebox world, like, you got this, I believe in you.
Eli?
Man, that's a tough one for me. I'm going to try to sneak in a cheat, and I'm going to say Fern, because she's not the strongest yet, but we're kind of getting that impression that she might be.
You can't pick Fern. Come on, she's literally the
Not
strongest.
Fern, her apprentice. Okay.
Yeah, Fern's a badass though. Like
Yeah,
I'll give it to you, but she's a badass. You'll be okay. You'll do all right in the
she
tournament.
literally is faster at casting spells than Freerin. Like, come on, that's still a cheat.
Or I could take the psycho cut shit chick, because I'm very intrigued by her character. It's just basically limitless imagination powers.
Yeah. I'll take Kaiju number 8's dude, but without Kaiju number 8, just the old guy.
Just the guy.
Because of his knowledge, he's gonna do a lot of research. He's gonna know about everything, but he's gonna get it. He's just a normal human. Without that, he's gonna get his ass kicked.
Bro, I'm not out here trying to get dubs. I'm out here trying to go home quick.
Go home and have a beer, like just chill afterwards.
I'm there.
Like, I can't believe
I don't know how I got signed up to participate. I just wanted to watch, and somehow I walked into the wrong fucking room.
Yeah. I thought I got a spectator ticket, and somehow I'm part of the tournament. Like that ended quickly.
100%.
No.
Let's see. Is there anybody else that pops out to me that I can think of? I mean, I'd take Belmont too, just for shits and giggles. That would be a good time.
he's gonna do some cursing. He's not gonna enjoy it.
Someone in my D&D group sent the other day his little thing like, I've never had my ass beat by a man nor beast, and then it's him getting his ass beat by the dude with the chair.
Chair.
Granny Psycho. She can be on my team.
Exactly.
I actually love Silpha's character too in Castlevania.
Dude, she is an actual badass. Like she would try to win, and I would just hold her back. Me and Belmont, we would just like drink coldies and forfeit.
We're like, I don't want to be here anyway.
always shot.
Go get some beer.
What'd you say, Eli?
Like watching that show, the only thing that I was kind of like, I thought it might put me off in Castlevania was that she basically just had like limitless mana, like unlimited power. She could go as long as she wanted. And I was like, oh, is she kind of OP? I was like, no, they did it well. It was balanced. The fights were good,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did it really well. Joe, go watch Nocturne. It's short. Watch Nocturne before you watch anything else. Put Nocturne at the top of your list.
I don't know. There's so many good things on my list now. Like,
well, also,
Joseph,
Secret Level is like 10 to
Secret
15 minutes.
Level.
bro, it's short. I literally watched it in one night, Joe.
I'm like,
Don't start with Neon Genesis.
I feel like I need to still get a couple more anime between Castlevania and Nocturne so I can like enjoy it.
Okay, what you do, you buddy?
You know what? When you start watching Black Clover, I'll
I'll
start watching Nocturne. How about that?
I already have it turned on, so it's on my computer right now.
Oh shit! So our next monthly anime podcast, we're going to be able to talk about Black Clover.
I will watch at least one episode of Black Clover tonight.
So promising.
So
It's already 10 o'clock in Charlotte.
And I'm tired. I've not slept a lot recently, so
Me neither. Has anyone slept a lot with the time change?
no,
Hell no.
I feel like everybody at work today was absolutely miserable.
dude, I was grumpy, irritable as fuck. Me and my boss, we had our one-on-one. I know she was just like, Nate, you need to go the fuck away, bro.
They need to just do away with the whole spring out an hour forward. That it's the stupidest shit.
No, they really do. It is useless. Like, they just need to be done with it.
All right, so I know Keaton had mentioned like the last thing that we should do is watch that. What is it? My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Should we watch that now live, or do we want to end it, then watch it and text about it? What do you guys want to do?
I'll leave it up to y'all. I don't care.
I feel like if we watch it live, Nate, you got to Google it so we can share the screen and everybody can watch it.
Okay.
Yeah. Now that you mentioned it, I feel like we got to do it.
Yeah, we got to share screen, watch it so the whoever watches this back. I know we had like one or two people watching it with it, like watching this through. So.
Let's see.
I know Keaton did share the link, so I don't know if you can.
Let's see. How do I share my screen? Present. Share screen.
You guys think we're actually going to get to see all the different characters fight in solo leveling, or are they just going to put them in a big battle royale and a bunch of them die?
Yeah, I think half of them are about to die. We're not even going to get just like that. Like most recent character, we didn't really know what she could do. She got slaughtered immediately.
All right, y'all ready?
Can you hit the little square in the corner? Yeah, there we go.
All right, here we go.
俺は困っている人を見過ごせない男、親切マンだ。
お前をヒーローにしてやる。
なんであんたはそんなことに付き合ってんの？
俺が期待してた大学生活はこんな風じゃなかったと思う。だけどこれはこれで俺たちは正義の担い手に協力を惜しまぬ男、ナックルダスターとザ・クローラー。
私は関係ないですから。
俺はこの町に出回ってるドラッグを探し回っている。
危ないお薬のたっぷり詰まった子供たちを使ってこの町をバズらせるのがお仕事です。
個性をブーストさせる一般人をヴィランにする薬物だ。彼らビジランテの存在は僕らにとって有益さ。
ちょっと待った。俺の名は
身の程マンだ。
いや
クローマン。
ザ・クローラー。ギャッギャッガッオーライ。バトン迷える俺たちのヒーロー。バトンパレないキーポーキーポー。クモンその手に。
ここには俺がいる。近頃流行りのトップスヴィランってやつか。薬なんざいらねえ。
戦い
君にしか見えない何か
ほんの一瞬でいい。俺だって飛びたいんだ。
私にとってはずっとあ
足りない分は
なたは本当のヒーローだから。
気合いで加速。ザ・クローラーの正体は決してバレてはいけないが、ちょっといいとこ見せたい。ギャッギャッガッオーライ。
I guess we got more. Shit, I thought we were done.
That's different than the one I sent.
It says that's the official main trailer. That's what we went with.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything wrong.
I don't know. I mean, based on that, it seems like it'll be like more comical than anything else. But I mean, with the guy dressed as like in an All Might costume, trying to be a vigilante, like it might be funny, but I don't know if it'll be like what Nate said, like 6 people are going to die in the first few minutes. I think it's still going to be very.
Not getting that vibe.
Yeah, I'm not getting the vibe of people are going to die. I'm getting more of like it's going to be a little bit funny, and like they're going to probably have some failed attempts to save the day kind of thing. Why is this background Krillin blowing up right now?
That one's for you, Joe.
I love it.
It's your tournament, buddy.
All right, guys, where I'm going to dip, it is 10 o'clock here, and I got to go to bed. I'm dragging. So,
as always, enjoyed this. It's been great. Thank you, Keeton. Thank you, Elijah, for joining us and giving us your expertise and opinions and stuff like that. Nate, as always, it's always great to jump on a podcast with you. So
I appreciate y'all. Y'all take care. Y'all have a good night.
See y'all
It's been
later.
real.